Super Mario Party is an amazing game, and as a fan of the Mario Party franchise, the last game in the series were not my favorite ones. But now with Super Mario Party, well, Mario Party is back to its roots. No more cars, baby, it's the good old board game with the coins and the stars. This new game also features 80 new minigames, but sadly, some of those are pretty bad. This list is dedicated to those minigames that you never want to play, the ones who come up in the selection and you're like, no, 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 no. Hey, I'm Nico, and here's my personal top 10 worst Super Mario Party minigames. Some of the 4 players minigame in Super Mario Party require you to collaborate with one another to achieve victory. Minor Setbacks does this by forcing you to bring some diamonds from the beginning to the end of the course while avoiding piranha plants coming out of green pipes. This sounds fun and simple, and yet it totally isn't. To do this minigame, all 4 players have to work together and walk in the exact same direction. And this is kinda complicated just to begin with, but the real problem comes from the controls. You walk so slowly in this game, you barely have enough time to avoid the piranha plants without stopping and waiting because of how slow you go. That ain't fun. I want to speedrun this minigame, I don't want to sit and wait. And if one of the players doesn't go in the same direction as all the others, forget it, it gets even slower. Yeah, pretty boring. This next minigame might sound good on paper, but to be fair, it isn't really fun. Take Pancake asks you to get more pancakes than your fellow players, and to do so, all you need to do is take your cursor, grab the pancake, bring it back to your plate, and repeat until you run out of time or you run out of pancakes. The only difficulty is that you cannot grab a pancake if there's another one on top. But there's literally no strategy, just click the pancake, click back onto your plate, and that's it. To be fair, this game is as fun as me taking my cursor on my computer and clicking on Google Chrome. Yay, that was fun. Yeah, it's pretty much that. I would have loved to control my character, or I don't know, a crane to get the pancake, maybe put some maple syrup on the pancakes, you know, something original. Now this is plain lazy and a waste of a minigame. Okay, so Super Mario Party's board game goes like this. You roll the dice to know in which order you're gonna play each turns, then you roll the dice to know how many spaces you can move to, and then you play a minigame. Simple, right? Yeah, pretty simple. Well, this minigame here, Mats of Glory, got me kinda confused for a little while. What you wanna do here is to destroy your opponent's castle by shooting cannonballs at it. Well, that's cool, but to do so, you must roll the dice. Yup. Doesn't it get kinda redundant to do that in a minigame after doing it during the board game, turn after turn? Well, that's what I think. I gotta give props to the presentation. I always love seeing the little cannon destroy pieces of the castle. This is quite beautiful and fun, but the gameplay in general is kinda lame. Throughout the years, the Mario Party franchise has been consistently bringing back one type of minigame that is and always was boring. You know, those games like Mecha Marathon, like Domination, or Wheel Flower. You know, I'm referring to these minigames where you mash a button repeatedly for some weird reason. Like, don't get me wrong, they're kind of fun sometimes. Like, I have good memories of Mecha Marathon as a kid and all, but you'd think that with this one being the 11th main installment in the Mario Party franchise, we'd be done with those type of games, but apparently not. Here's Pull It Together, a minigame involving too many players on the screen at once. Their goal? Pull the rope harder than the other team. And how do they do that? Well, you guessed it, by mashing a single button repeatedly. Yep, I guess all Mario Party games needs one of those, but well, at least we're done with it, okay? Let's just move on. Okay, do you remember that Mario Party 5 minigame called Pushy Penguins, where tons of penguins were running at you trying to get in the water, and you had to make your way and dodge them, and it was pretty crazy? Well, Super Mario Party introduces Penguin Pusher, which if you look at the title, it's pushy penguins, penguin pusher. It's actually the complete opposite of the last game. You gotta scare off the penguins to make them go in their pan. And it sounds fun at first, but if you guys play The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess's goat herding minigame, you remember how tedious and boring it actually was. Well, this minigame is the exact same thing. The penguins are so annoying, they never go into their pan. Even when you escort them down near the pan, they just run back to the other side without going in. Like, what are you guys doing? Get in the pan! You need to block their path with another character. I think that's the only strategy that works. This minigame is truly annoying. I just don't like it. I don't have the patience to do that. Just... Ever since Mario Party 8 introduced us to the joy of motion controls, there have been a couple of interesting minigames. What the heck? Well, Trike Harder is the follow-up to this. Apparently you need to rotate the Joy-Con to pedal on this little tricycle bike. This is funny and all until you realize that the real way to win is to violently shake the Joy-Con like an idiot. It's true! I remember Nathaniel Bendy and I playing this online and having trouble with it until I just started shaking it like an idiot. And then we both started shaking it like idiots and we start getting good at the game. Yeah, it's as simple as that. I considered this game to be the motion control equivalent of the mashing button minigames, but instead of mashing a button you shake the controller around. It's not that fun when you think about it. When I was still going to school, the moment that truly stressed me out were quizzes and exams. And I studied hardcore for those and yet always felt unprepared for some reason. Well, this next game, Drop Quiz, is making me nervous just talking about it. It's a 3 versus 1 minigame where you need to watch a screen where you'll see tons of stuff happening. Toad, Koopas and Bullet Bills moving around, left and right, carrying fruits, and you need to memorize as much as you can because the solo player then gets to pick a question he wants to ask you, and those questions usually involve how many characters you've seen, or how many were moving left, how many were carrying an apple, how many were flying. I don't know, I don't remember. I didn't get a chance to study. I didn't get a chance to memorize this. That's not fair. Come on, man. Quizzes, they're not fun. Why do you put a quiz in my Mario Party game, Nintendo? Okay, now that I look at the footage, maybe I'm just bad at it, but Lost in the Shuffle is a pretty difficult minigame for me. You're supposed to find the doll that has the most mini dolls inside. Simple, right? Well, at first it is, but then everything starts moving everywhere and I just lose myself in it. The description for this minigame says, don't blink. Heck, I swear to God I didn't blink, and yet I have no clue where the doll went. Like, at least in the barrel game in Mario Party 2 that was similar to this one, I was able to follow a barrel, but this one is just... Whoa, whoa, whoa! Am I the only one that has trouble following my doll? Am I getting too old for this? What's going on? Like, somebody explain! This next minigame is called Don't Wake Wiggler, and it's a rather random game. You're supposed to pet the Wiggler and make sure not to wake it up. So, you know, you gotta be calm and gentle while petting the Wiggler, and if you feel like he's about to wake up, you just need to stop. But you know, the winner is the one that has the most petting points, so you'll want to pet it more than the other players, therefore risking more of waking him up. I gotta admit, I wasn't ready to see what happens when you wake it up. Here's what it looks like. Okay, that was pretty spooky. It was a screamer, man. Am I playing Five Nights at Freddy's or Super Mario Party? I'm not even sure anymore. So, yeah, I don't like this game because it scared me, okay? Call me a chicken, I don't care. This game is too spoopy for me. So there's one minigame that I just cannot stand to get. It's called Barreling Along, and what you're supposed to do is to roll your barrel to the end of the road to win. Sounds simple? Well, it would be if you could use this. But instead, no, you're forced to use the most awkward motion controls ever created. You just don't get how bad the controls are for this minigame until you've played it yourself. You're supposed to hold the Joy-Con horizontally and tilt it to move the barrel, but you're also supposed to tilt it left and right to avoid grass? Like, how do you do that? I don't know, man. You probably want to touch those speed boost pads if you want a chance to win. It's just so difficult with those controls. Patch the game and allow me to use the joystick and I might give this another shot, but for the time being, it is my least favorite minigame for sure. Hey, thanks a lot for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell and give this video a little like if you want to see more in the series. Tap the screen right now because I did my top 10 best Super Mario Party minigames, so you know that's pretty positive after being kind of a negative Nancy here. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one.